What if your president didn't just lead from a podium, but got down in the dirt with the people, helping to build the future by hand? In Burkina Faso, this is real. President Ibrahim Traoré isn't just leading, he's laying the very bricks of a new nation. And the world is watching. Chapter 1. A new day in Burkina Faso begins, May 31st, 2025. A date that may one day be remembered as a turning point in Burkina Faso's history. That morning in Ouagadougou, the capital city, something extraordinary was happening. Ministers, government officials, workers, students, and citizens were all gathered, not for a ceremony or a speech, but for work, real work. They were producing paving stones. They were laying them on dusty roads. They were transforming the ground beneath their feet. This wasn't a one-day event or a media stunt. It was the launch of a bold billion-dollar national project known as FasoHow, a grassroots movement led by President Ibrahim Traoré himself. But what makes this moment so powerful is not just the scale, it's the spirit. Chapter 2. More than a road project. At first glance, FasoHow might seem like just another government project to build roads and clean up cities. It talks about paving streets, improving sanitation, planting trees, and giving people jobs. That sounds like what many countries try to do. But if you look closer, you'll see it's much more than that. FasoHow is not just about construction, it's about changing the way people think and feel about their country. It's a project full of hope, teamwork, and pride. It shows that the people of Burkina Faso don't need to wait for help from outside. They have the strength, the skills, and the spirit to do it on their own. This program carries a huge dream: to pave between 3,000 and 5,000 kilometers of roads every year. That's a massive goal. Many countries can't even build that much in 10 years. But FasoHow doesn't stop there. It also wants to build affordable housing so families can live in safety and comfort. It plans to create green parks where children can play and families can relax. It includes fixing drainage systems so floods don't destroy homes and roads. It's about planting trees to bring shade, clean air, and beauty back to the land. It's about giving new life to old and forgotten places. In simple words, FasoHow is about rebuilding Burkina Faso from the ground up, not just with bricks and cement, but with heart and unity. It's a way for every person to take part in shaping a better future. It's not something done for the people, it's something being done by the people, for the people. And that makes all the difference. Chapter 3. Why this matters so much right now. Why is FasoHow such a big deal? Because for decades, Burkina Faso has faced enormous challenges: poverty, violence, broken infrastructure, and a growing disconnect between citizens and the state. Roads aren't just for cars, they are the veins of a nation. Farmers need them to get crops to market, children need them to reach schools, medical teams need them to reach remote villages, soldiers fighting for national security need them to move quickly and safely. President Traoré understands this. That's why he made road building a top national priority, not later, but now. In fact, many of the fighters on the front lines defending the country say their biggest need is not weapons, but roads. Roads help them move faster, reach people quicker, and keep the country safer. Without roads, it's hard to travel or bring supplies where they're needed most. Chapter 4. The power of leading by example. One thing sets FasoHow apart from so many other government initiatives: the leaders themselves are participating in the physical labor. They're not just launching the project, they're grabbing gloves and picking up shovels. On launch day, the Prime Minister and ministers visited Zender High School, now a production center for paving stones, and then moved to sites where stones were being laid. They worked alongside citizens, they sweat together. They showed that they are not separate from the people, they are the people. And the government didn't stop at labor. They donated 150 tons of cement, worth over 15 million CFA francs, to fuel the project. That's commitment in action. This is what transformational leadership looks like. Not staying in glass offices, but walking the streets and building a nation side by side with your citizens. Chapter 5. A community effort with deep meaning. FasoHow isn't just a government program, it's a national call to action. The name itself means, let's build the nation together. That's exactly the spirit behind this project. Whether you are a teacher, a driver, a student, a shopkeeper, or a farmer, you have a role. Everyone can contribute. Everyone has something to offer. One government member put it beautifully: we must each bring our stone to build the country. In other words, development is not the responsibility of a few. It belongs to everyone. From neighborhood groups organizing local beautification to volunteers helping lay roads in rural areas, this is a movement that's growing by the day. Chapter 6: Local Materials, Local Skills, Local Pride. Here's what makes FasoHow even more powerful. Everything is done using local resources. The paving stones, made in local factories. The labor, local hands. The knowledge, local experience. This isn't a plan that depends on foreign companies, foreign cement, or foreign advice. It's a declaration of independence. It's Burkina Faso saying, we have what we need. This approach also creates jobs. It builds skills. It gives young people work and purpose. And that purpose is bigger than profit. It's pride. FasoHow is turning young men and women into builders of a better nation. It's giving them tools, literally and figuratively, to shape their future. Before we continue, if you enjoy content that inspires and informs, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful stories from around the world. Chapter 7: A revolution, not just a project. Let's be clear, FasoHow isn't just about development, it's about revolution. A revolution where every citizen becomes a participant, not just an observer. A revolution where building roads means building unity, where planting trees means planting hope, where working with your hands means healing a country's heart. President Traoré said that Burkina Faso's challenges will not be solved by outsiders, but by the people themselves. That idea is at the center of this project. Every paved road, every park, every reforested hill is proof that Africa can stand on its own feet. Chapter 8: Inspiration for the continent. What if other countries in Africa followed Burkina Faso's example? Too often, African nations are told to wait for aid, for investments, for outside help. But FasoHow proves something powerful. Progress doesn't have to wait. All it takes is leadership that listens and participates, a people willing to act, and a shared belief in what is possible. This is a model that works, not because it's perfect, but because it's authentic. It comes from the people, it respects tradition, and it builds for the future. Chapter 9: The Future We're Building. The first phase of FasoHow is just beginning, with hundreds of kilometers of roads already underway and thousands more planned. Parks are being cleaned and planted, neighborhoods are organizing. Phase 2 will accelerate paving and construction across the country, and the pace will be guided by what the people want. This is not development from the top down. It's development from the ground up. Every Burkinabe has a voice in this. Whether in cities or villages, every citizen is invited to dream and then help build that dream. This is how true independence looks, not just political freedom, but freedom to build, grow, and shape your country with your own hands. So, Burkina Faso is not just laying paving stones. It's laying a new path for Africa, a path where leaders become workers, where slogans become actions, where ordinary people become heroes of change. FasoHow shows us that development is not something that is handed down, it's something that rises up, brick by brick, step by step, hand in hand. This is more than a project. It is a movement, a model, a message to the world. Africa does not need saving, it needs belief. So now we ask you, do you think your country could start a movement like FasoHow? What would it take for your leaders and your people to work hand in hand to transform your cities? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. And if this story inspired you, share this video and be sure to subscribe to Uplifting Africa for more stories of hope, innovation, and action across the continent. Because together, brick by brick, we're not just telling stories, we're building the future. Thanks for watching.